Hey guys, Pat Ryerke here, also known as the Patriarchy, kicking social justice ass well into 2017 and beyond. Alright, let's talk about Buzzfeed, okay? Now, I'm not here to shit on Buzzfeed necessarily, the site, or one particular article, or video, or whatnot. I'm here to talk about the employees of Buzzfeed who keep making these videos about why they left Buzzfeed. These are people that spent a few months to a year or 2 years contributing to the cancer that is Buzzfeed. That means producing content just about daily, at least weekly, at least every other day especially, videos involving stuff like why white people don't get this stuff, or 27 things 90s kids will know. You know, Buzzfeed got popular because their whole formatting was basically like, let's just put a bunch of GIFs together from things that you remember from your childhood or pop culture references, and people are like, I get that, I understand that reference, and it just took over the internet. There was just this year where Buzzfeed just took over the entire internet. Every article was getting millions of hits and shares and likes and everything. Now, their popularity has dwindled, certainly. The Buzzfeed format has taken a turn, obviously. People don't like it as much as they did a few years ago. And we've seen MTV News and other formats try to copy the Buzzfeed formula, and it really hasn't had huge success yet. But, okay, so basically these are three different people, and this is their reasoning for why they left BuzzFeed, I suppose. So we'll watch some of this, and we'll go through each one. The first one here is a girl that I've seen in a lot of videos. I remember her in a lot of the BuzzFeed videos, and she drove me fucking crazy. So let's look at what she has to say.
Let me get one thing out of the way. This will not be as good as Chris's video, okay? So if you're expecting something cool to happen, I'm so sorry. It's just me and Muggs here. Okay, so in my last video, well, not last video, I kind of like...
Wow, editing like every other video on this platform. What a really talented and creative girl she is. I mean, she has to be, right? I mean, look how amazing she is with this incredible video production value. Do you remember this chick? She was in a bunch of the videos, like, had this annoying facial expression throughout several of the videos. I remember her face in so many, like, she'd be dating a guy or something and make this facial expression in the videos. It would drive me crazy. But let's go to her points of why she left BuzzFeed. I'll skip around the video a little bit. I'm not going to watch this whole 12 fucking minutes.
Dropped the ball. It's like a couple videos ago.
3 weeks later.
I told you guys how I got my job at BuzzFeed, and now I'm gonna tell you how I left and why I left. So I was at BuzzFeed for 2.5 years, and I started out as a writer, and then I moved on to the video department where I was working.
You wrote at BuzzFeed? I love wrote at BuzzFeed. So what, you put memes up or just wrote little paragraphs responding to memes or things? Like, there's no writing on BuzzFeed. What the fuck is writing on BuzzFeed? I've looked at a bunch of BuzzFeed articles. I love that, writing on BuzzFeed. There's not an easier job on the planet than being a BuzzFeed employee. I shit you not. You talk about editing, shooting, and writing a video without any kind of effort or talent. It is a BuzzFeed video. D-list talent works on BuzzFeed video. Like, it's just a group of people that are D-listers, that are come off like really bad improv sketch comedians or failed actors. Just failed comic writers, whatnot. They just come off that way, and they're in these BuzzFeed videos, and they're awful. They have bad line delivery. The dialogue is cringe. There's never even a random clever one, like, you know, like a College Humor can kind of have or something, or Funny or Die. Every video sucks, just about, on BuzzFeed. They don't have one video that's well thought out for the most part. That is one video I remember that was about, like, stereotypes from the South or something, or people from the South, and the whole thing was just insanity. Like, it was like, what the fuck? And it's always cliches. And, I mean, they really kicked off so much of the SJW stuff. I mean, BuzzFeed was the huge push early on of feminism, all the memes and stuff. Everyone always says Tumblr. It wasn't just Tumblr. BuzzFeed, every BuzzFeed article for a long time was social justice warrior, and now they're like a news organization. Now they're considered real news and stuff, and they're sourced. People use BuzzFeed as a source for their news and stuff. It's crazy. Like, if you watch any of these shows that are dicking on Trump, like Stephen Colbert or Seth Meyers or Jimmy Kimmel, all of their sources for their stories are from BuzzFeed or like Vice or Salon, and it's the same for a lot of other sources. Like, BuzzFeed's your source? You couldn't get a New York Times article? Even I use New York Times articles.
Working as kind of like a liaison between edit and video and bridging the gap between the two. I worked on helping producers brainstorm and finding new ways to bring our editorial posts to life in video as well. And a lot of my job was also...
Alright guys, we gotta brainstorm a video. I need, real quick, 12 reasons, 12 words white people shouldn't say anymore. Quick, go. Oh, damn, homie. Yeah, white people shouldn't say home anymore. Great brainstorming session, guys. Let's take a break. Alright. I mean, seriously, BuzzFeed videos. How do you brainstorm these? There's no effort in any of them. I'm not trying to offend these people who worked at BuzzFeed, but legit, these videos had no effort. These are some of the shittiest written videos I've ever seen was on BuzzFeed. By far.
Oh, okay. Bugsy? I'm filming a video.
Okay, she does this annoying thing. I watched this earlier a few times where she has her fucking cat meow. And she has the meow pop up in font because BuzzFeed's editing style and humor style has been brainwashed into her, so she doesn't know how to do anything else. So let's just skip ahead past the cat. The cat stuff drives me crazy. I'm so sick of like, I'm the girl, here I am with my cat. Yay, cat memes.
To see all of these videos and producers' ideas come to life, and I got to kind of see every single part of it. But eventually, you know, I got a little tired, but I really wasn't looking for a way out. I wasn't actively searching for a job, and Pop Sugar came to me and actually recruited me to come work for them. And
Jesus, Pop Sugar. Oh my god. She just got hired by another shitty site that isn't BuzzFeed. I love BuzzFeed seeing these producers and their creators' work come out. Like, all these videos I'm going to go through in this video is these people talking about, like, how much work they had at BuzzFeed, how much they had to do and write and edit direct. And I'm just sitting here like, are you kidding me? Like, I'm not trying to be a dick here again, but these are YouTube 101 videos. You guys usually stand in front of some background, like a pink or blue background, and just talk and say nothing. You do these really bad improvisations mixed with points that have no validity or don't feel thought out at all. And I'm supposed to be, like, impressed and blown away, like, oh my god, BuzzFeed videos. How do you guys fucking do it?
And I had a really hard time figuring out what to do because I was at BuzzFeed for, like I said, like 2.5 years, and some of my best friends were working there. Everybody gets really, really close to each other in these videos and making these videos and seeing if things will work, and we're brainstorming all day, and God bless the producers, they're there 24/7 and they work so hard, and it felt like...
No, they all talk about brainstorming sessions, how they spend, like, all three of these videos I'm going to show you, all of the creators are like, we spent so much time brainstorming, it just was such a burnout, we were doing so much creative brainstorming all the time. It's like, no you weren't! You were shitting this stuff out. If this was difficult for you to come up with, if you were spending a lot of time brainstorming working on BuzzFeed videos, you are not talented. You have very little talent entirely. That's why I say these are D-list talent. These are people that would never make it anywhere else. They really wouldn't be YouTube stars. They wouldn't be celebrities. They only got big because BuzzFeed put them in a video that was formatted to get as many clicks as possible without any kind of quality control. These people are just tools used by BuzzFeed. They're just thrown into videos to be in the same kind of video over and over and over again.
I was graduating college and I was leaving all of these really great friends, and I was stuck at this point where I had to decide if I wanted to kind of move on to get this promotion and really see if I can grow a page without the backing of BuzzFeed, or if I wanted to stay at BuzzFeed and continue to grow at BuzzFeed. And it was...
If I could grow a page without the backing of BuzzFeed. No, you couldn't. You could never get the kind of success you would have got on BuzzFeed by yourself. There's not even a asshole's hair of a chance that would ever happen. You were very bad in those videos. Your facial acting, your annoyances. If that was you involved in the writing or production at all, I'm not impressed. This video, what ticks me off is she... Oh, God, that face. This video the whole time is just... You can tell she's still in that BuzzFeed mindset. Everything's like, here's my cat. Here's me talking to a camera. Here's how important I am. Like, why do you make these videos talking about why you left BuzzFeed? Do you guys think you're celebrities? Like, they seem to think when people watch BuzzFeed videos, they care about the people in the videos. They click on for the videos for the people. It's like... Anyone could be in a BuzzFeed video. It's truly an arbitrary thing who's in a BuzzFeed video. It's just whoever the fuck they get that day to be in.
Feels like almost, a lot of people say cultish, but it's that, you know, you're always told that you're the best of the best and the brightest of the brightest, and then when you're faced with another opportunity, it's like, is it stepping down? Is this not the right thing to do? Am I already at the highest place? And you're kind of playing mind games with yourself, and, you know.
They told her she was the best of the best and the talented of the talented? Holy crap. So not only does BuzzFeed lie in their videos, they lie to the content creators of the videos. That's fairly cruel. That bothers me a little bit. They shouldn't be doing that. Alright, we're going to pause there and scroll down to another video real quick here. Okay, so the next one is by a guy, and he actually made a pretty damn good video. I'm not gonna lie. Like, out of all the videos that I watched for this Why I Left BuzzFeed thing, this guy's video actually is well produced, has some funny jokes. Not great jokes. Let's not get carried away, but some decent jokes, and he actually seems to have a talent for cinematography and blocking and all that. So I give him some credit for that one. His video is not entirely shit. But it's still like a guy saying, hey, I left BuzzFeed because they didn't let me have creative control and I had all these ideas. And then he says he wants to be a filmmaker, and then he shows his board on his wall. And he puts the stuff on the wall, and he's like, these are all these YouTube videos I want to make because I love making YouTube videos and all that. And it's like, oh my God. It's kind of sad. It's like these people who worked at BuzzFeed for a while and they never got that famous, and now they're trying to get famous post-BuzzFeed, and they're using their little bit of e-celeb from BuzzFeed to try and build an audience. I mean, it's hard to watch go down, because I as someone who's, been making independent films and shorts and all that crap for years, and I know it's really tough to get in pretty much near impossible to get in the business. These guys got a little taste of it, and now, like, you could tell they're kind of addicted to it, and they're like, well, I gotta do these videos, I tell people why I left and stuff. And it's like, you go look at the hits and the views on these things, you're like, well, nobody really, you're not the reason the videos did well. You're not the reasons, like, the videos were made to hit as many people as possible. That's why they have no personality to them. They're meant to get as many hits from as many people as possible. So there's no niche audience, there's no certain type of audience for BuzzFeed. It's literally just clickbait. I mean, you guys were clickbait artists. You never actually crafted anything with any kind of clever commentary. You never covered anything with a new perspective. You never added humor or nuance to a lot of your arguments. You guys were the copy and paste of internet stuff. I mean, they were like, here's your copy, here's your paste. And you guys stole a lot of your stuff from Cracked. You stole a lot of your format and the stuff you guys did from Cracked for a long time. And, I mean, as far as I know, basically BuzzFeed built their whole success up from nothing original. They just took from other places and then got famous from that. And now these guys are all like, hey, man. But let's look at this guy's video for a second. I won't lie, this guy's video is actually kind of cool here. Look at some of the cinematography.
Hey guys, it's Chris Reinecker. I'm the actor, writer, producer, chicken watcher, misheard lyricser, taste tester, previously a BuzzFeed video. I left BuzzFeed after being there for 2.5 years. I made over 240 minutes of content there, over 2 feature films lengthwise. If you put all my taste tests back to back, it's actually the length of Game of Thrones. That's not true. But I've been a little off the radar for the past 6 months. I wanted to check in and let you guys know what I've been doing, where I hope to go, and let you know why I've made the decisions I have. But I'm gonna be honest, I don't really like vlogs that much. So I made my living making...
The thing about it is that he has this part here. Hold on, I have to reload the video thing I'm doing. But he has this part here where he lays on the floor and the camera goes with him, and then he puts things beside him. Now, my biggest issue is that a lot of his jokes in this video are really bad. They're BuzzFeed-type jokes, and he talked about how he did all those taste videos and worked 240 hours of content, and it's like, dude, I mean, I'm sorry, once again, not impressed.
To make one thing. You know, you got a brain for writing, you got a brain for camera, you got a brain for acting, a brain for a whole bunch of different things. Small sets have dozens of brains, large sets have 50, hundreds, even 1,000. At BuzzFeed, one brain has to do it all, which is possible, but...
Okay, well then why were all the videos so shitty? Like, every day I make a YouTube video where I pretty much edit, write, direct without any time put into it. I put like almost little time. If I had the Buzzfeed time that you guys have, where you're actually on a set with production value and all that, and they're like, hey, make us videos. Are you kidding me? I'd have 100 videos figured out in 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Because of the Buzzfeed standards. Don't get me wrong, if you were working on an actual quality program that required a lot of work from you, that would be different. But that's not how Buzzfeed rolls. I mean, this is the argument they keep making too. Like, I got overwhelmed and burned out with the work of Buzzfeed. They gave me, and I didn't get to feel like a creative individual. It's like, well, yeah, of course you did it. You went to go work for people that don't have individuality in their videos. They take away your kind of personality. Like, this guy, I remember him in some of these videos. He was nobody in those videos. He just existed. He wasn't funny. He wasn't interesting. He wasn't cool. This video he made on his YouTube channel, this video here, is more interesting than any Buzzfeed video ever made. This is better than any Buzzfeed video. And it's like, well, dude, how did you not produce this when you worked at Buzzfeed? Did they not let you? They said, no, we don't want cool stuff like this. Well, then what's the point? God, my hamster needs to quit running in her fucking wheel. Quiet the fuck down. Pissing me off over here with this shit. Always running constantly. Calm it down. Quit running on your damn fucking wheel. Sorry, my hamster's pissing me off. All right, let's keep going.
I started thinking if I wasn't multitasking all the time, maybe I'd be able to make some better content. So I decided to, just use my writing brain. And I've just been writing for the past 6 months. A whole bunch of stuff. I know it's not that exciting on Instagram, but it's got to be done. What's going on, man?
I wanted to raise horses.
Of course, there were some other things, which a lot of people have covered. They own all your intellectual property. You're not allowed to do any projects outside of Buzzfeed. The growing integrations of ads and move away from scripted content. Also, they fired one of my best friends.
No, they talked about that, moving away from scripted content. Well, your scripted content was awful, so I'm glad they moved away from there. And then the thing was, they don't let you own any of your intellectual property. What were you coming up with that you needed to own? There wasn't anything in BuzzFeed that was original. Like, it was stupid. Like, hey, let me taste test something. Did you think you invented that concept, like taste testing? Or tasting gross things or reacting to things? That's existed for years before BuzzFeed. BuzzFeed did not one new concept. All they did was format it in a way for the internet, for like teenagers and people who don't give a fuck about quality. They're just like, I want to click on a video and watch it. That's what BuzzFeed was made. I mean, they're trying to act like BuzzFeed used to be legit, like his point there, and like they kind of wandered off. That's not what happened, dude. BuzzFeed sucked when they had scripted videos too. It was never. It's not like they had this good standard and then they lost it once you guys left.
And collaborators. But mainly, I just wanted to work on one thing at a time. So for the past 6 months, I've been developing a lot of film and television. But as I've been
Not a single one of those film or television shows you're ever going to see in anywhere. Not one of those is going to get produced in anything outside of a web series. You will not see this guy's movies opening at the theater, and you will never hear this guy's name in a marquee or anything in a movie. I'm just letting you know, this guy's living in a world of delusion. God damn it, Hamtaro. Stop running in the damn wheel. You little bitch. God. This fucking hamster. Stop running in that wheel. I'm going to take that damn wheel out if you don't stop it. Jesus. Sorry. Okay, so where were we? This guy's talking about, this shit.
Is for YouTube videos. And I like YouTube videos. I like making them. They're fun. And they're quick. And I like sharing with you guys and hearing what you think. So I decided even do unscripted stuff, or I can do topical stuff. I can even illustrate my last point with a big choreographed dance. You see, when you're creating new videos every single week, you start to get a little bit...
I want to create big generic things you see all the time. Like, here's what he's doing. He's just walking through a tracking shot. Don't get me wrong, it looks good. It's well blocked. But this dude's whole thing, there's really no comedic timing here, thought out. It's just a technical showcase. It's like, okay, we have a decent camera and probably a steady cam, so we're doing a tracking shot. But basically, it's a guy in a room. Then he walks out and he's like, hey, I'm out of this room. Now I'm in this outside and everyone's dancing and I want to be really creative, ambitious. Like he's going to make a bunch of films or something like that. Like he's going to make a La La Land or something. Dude. Anyone could do what you did in this video, and I'm saying this just from a filmmaking standpoint. Laying on the ground like that, leaning up, having someone follow you with the camera and do all that is something pretty much any filmmaker who went to film school can do. I mean, that even if you didn't go to film school, if you worked on independent film, I've done a shot like that 100,000 times. I mean, I'm exaggerating, but literally, it's how you do it that's good. It's how you do it. Like, the reason that it's so exciting in Goodfellas when Martin Scorsese does that tracking shot is because of how much the dialogue cues are hitting and all that stuff, the blocking. There's so much going on in that scene beyond just the technical like showcase of the camera. It reinforces the writing and the performances and the characters. There's a reason for it to be in there. This is what a lot of YouTube videos do, and I'm not criticizing this. It's just how YouTube is. You show off the technical things you can do with like your digital camera and stuff, which this is a lot easier to do with digital today than it ever was before. And then you're like, hey, cool, check this out. I can do these kind of really cool shots and stuff. But really look at the content of this guy's video. He says he's going to talk about topical stuff, which is the kind of stuff they did at Buzzfeed, and he's going to just make videos about random things and stuff. How much you want to bet the videos he's going to make aren't going to be that different from Buzzfeed? Is he going to have an opinion that's interesting or challenging on topical things? Or is he going to do the Buzzfeed thing like, let's see how people react to Donald Trump this or that? And it's going to be a clickbait video, and it might have a bit better filmmaking, but so far from this, I could tell that this guy's writing chops and his acting chops are mediocre. He's at that mediocre level. I mean, it's the Salieri thing from Amadeus. You know, I am mediocre, my friend. Quit running in that damn wheel. God. Hamtaro, I will end you. I will fucking end you. Jesus. Stop it. And these people, they seem to think that they have a special talent, like, well, now that I can start my YouTube channel, I can have a huge hit and success, and I can be unique. This all three of them say, and this article actually makes a pretty good point about that. At one point, this Heat Street article that was actually where I got some of these videos from. And at BuzzFeed, you're on top of the world, and you can go anywhere you want. It's your choice. BuzzFeed feels like a secret club. You are told you are the best of the best, brightest of the brightest. A lot of my job was brainstorming. But they make a good point. Back to the creators. A number of folks who felt the need to tell the world why they are leaving BuzzFeed said they wanted to do their own project. What's really cool about the world now is that it's possible for these days to make a modest living, or even a great one, by dint of one's creative output. YouTube and social platforms have obviously reduced the friction of distribution to almost zero, which has happened up the video business to millions more participants, creating a totally liquid market for people who want to make things. Perhaps the depressing part in all this Why I Left videos is not a lot of the video makers seem to grasp that it's a liquid market for their talents. Even if you're really good, there are literally thousands of people who can do the same stuff. Yeah, that's the thing. They don't seem to grasp it's a liquid market for their talent. Yeah, it's not a lot. They seem to think that because they worked at BuzzFeed, that they're good enough to break out from BuzzFeed and get those kind of BuzzFeed hits and traffic. It's like when you're doing videos weekly, you justify it because of the hits and stuff like that. No, you guys justified the BuzzFeed videos because you guys were lazy and weren't creative and didn't put a lot of work. I mean, if you could put this much work into a YouTube video like this, which this should don't take no longer than a few hours to come up with, why could you not come up with a good YouTube video? And then he's like, I did 200 hours, like, feature films. Dude, you were not making films on BuzzFeed. Don't even compare it to that. You weren't telling stories. You were going out and setting up shots, very simply, having people stand in front of things or be on location somewhere. And there was no great editing or cutting or cinematography in a fucking BuzzFeed video. So I feel bad for this guy because he actually seems to be a pretty cool guy and decent. But that's the thing. He's just your normal. He's every other guy, like, wants to move out to LA and become a filmmaker. And then he got to work on BuzzFeed, and now he's like, well, I'm going to branch out and do more. It's like, no, you're not, dude. You're going to be most famous for working at BuzzFeed. That's going to be the peak of your career. God, you little hamster ball of fuck. You're just going to run in that wheel this whole time I'm doing this video, aren't you? You just don't give a shit. She's looking at me, too, while she's doing it. She's giving me a fucking look in my eyes like I'm going to fucking ruin... God damn it, you hamster. Son of a crack. Alright, let's still go to our last video. Though this chick, she helped create Ladylike. She was one of the co-starters of Ladylike, this awful video series. And she talks about how she created that and all this work about that and how she didn't get to comment and all that stuff. Ladylike videos are awful. So this one is the strangest of the three.
Hello friends, and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about why I left Buzzfeed. This is a very requested video topic. A lot of you guys have been asking me about this, and I want to be as open and honest as possible with you guys. I did leave Buzzfeed about 6 weeks ago, right at the end of January. I wanted to wait to make this video just until all the videos that I was in that were like pre-recorded with me in
Safia Nygaard, why I left Buzzfeed. Jesus Christ, this chick is already like annoying me with her background and the lighting and everything. It already looks like a Buzzfeed video. Like, these people, they don't know anything else but Buzzfeed. Buzzfeed is their go-to experience, so they're like, shit, I gotta try to do YouTube videos like Buzzfeed. That's the only way I can do it. Like, you guys are trying to be clickbait artists again. Even these videos, why I left Buzzfeed, and then they're all making the same video. All three of them have basically said the same thing, except one of the videos had decent cinematography. She goes on a whole thing here about why these are the reasons she left, and they don't correlate with everyone else's reasons for them leaving.
Just in case there's anyone watching who doesn't know me, I was a video producer at Buzzfeed Video. I worked there from April of 2015 until the end of January of 2017, and I worked exclusively on this show called Ladylike from October of 2015 until when I left in January of 2017. So before I get started, I just want to say that these are the reasons why I left, not
She goes on a whole thing here about why these are the reasons she left, and they don't correlate with everyone else's reasons for them leaving. It's basically like, hey, I left because I dealt with a certain branch of creativity in these things, and I didn't have oversight on everything. So we're going to skip over that part. It's basically just like, I'm speaking for myself and not everyone else.
And by transparency, I mean transparency and open lines of communication between myself and you guys watching. One of the main things that bothered me was that I was not supposed to communicate with you guys on YouTube. And what I mean by that is that we were told not to read the comments, but further than that, we were not supposed to reply.
Yeah, this was the thing with BuzzFeed. They wouldn't let the people who worked on the videos look at the comments, and they wouldn't let them respond to the comments. So whenever their videos got a criticism, which there was a lot of that, the BuzzFeed people weren't allowed to like address the criticism or look at it a lot of the time. BuzzFeed was like, no, it doesn't matter what people say. It just matters what the hits are. Because BuzzFeed gives no shit about quality or what people say about the videos or not. They just want it to get hits, because then they can get the ads, and they don't care. And they know they're not doing controversial content to get their stuff pulled, so they're going to keep getting ad revenue, unlike everyone else. So they'll just make the content more generic. But that is funny. The guy before was, I love that less scripted content. I'm like, there was scripted content? That stuff was scripted? Holy fuck. That's embarrassing. I mean, I thought all the stuff they did was improv. Now that I know they actually scripted some of that stuff, that's very upsetting. But Ladylike is absolutely one of the worst things that was ever on BuzzFeed. And she talks about how she created it, and she acts like it's some big deal that she came up with Ladylike, like it's supposed to be impressive. Like I'm supposed to be like, oh, you're that chick who did Ladylike? Oh my god. You made those really shitty videos about girls putting on makeup and stuff? Oh god, you're so talented.
Actress for Buzzfeed, and didn't know that I not only made a lot of videos for Ladylike, I actually started Ladylike with Freddie. Because our names aren't attached to the videos that we make, people would often ask me to explain or answer for videos or even articles that were produced by other people that I had nothing to do with, that were sometimes made on the other side of the country or even the other side of the world. And that would often put me in a little bit of a sticky situation because I didn't want to
Alrighty then, well let's look at some Ladylike videos and see what she was doing there, this creative genius videos. Women test long wear lipsticks. Girls do each other's makeup. Women try glitter eyebrows. Women try the Kylie Jenner lip kit. Women try to wear fancy sweatpants. Women wax each other's mustaches. Women try tape contouring. Women try LED selfie phone cases. Which mascara lasts the longest? American women try Korean makeup. Women try a selfie app. Women try bizarre runaway trends. Women wear mom jeans for a week. I mean, this is the stuff that she co-created and worked on and was her original thing, and she was a producer and writer and co-creator of. She wasn't just an actress. So she's not just a really talented actress. She worked on these brilliantly thought out videos. Women try to wear fancy sweatpants. I mean, you know, how do you think of things like that? I couldn't think of something that clever. How to wear fancy. Women try fancy sweatpants. Like, oh, what's a fancy sweatpants? There's fancy sweatpants? I was not aware of that. That's actually pretty amazing.
Over the 15 months I worked on Ladylike, we could never really get a clear answer from higher-ups as to where they saw the show going or what they thought the future of Ladylike was. We didn't have a lot of meetings with higher-ups. In fact, most of what we heard was through the grapevine, but we did have one meeting, which was pretty confusing. A lot of it was about changing the direction of the show, but maybe making the format stricter, but then also maybe abandoning the format altogether. All in all, it was pretty
What fucking format? You legitimately would just do random shit like, hey, girls put on t-shirts. Hey, girls do... I mean, it's like that BuzzFeed video manspreading. That's no different. Like, that's the quality of a BuzzFeed video. Once again, let me read some of these fucking titles. Where she said, like, I was confused with the producers where to take this and what kind of content it was. Like, she didn't have creative control over these things. Women tried the backup dress. Freeze-dried food taste test. Women backpack overnight for the first time. Women test celebrity workout gear. Women learn how to chug beer. Women try airbrush makeup. Ladylike reacts to their first video. Women try competitive eating. I mean, this isn't that much different from how FouseyTube does pranks or something like that, or, God forbid to say leafy videos, but it is. It's basically like, okay, what can we get reactions? Women try competitive eating. We'll have a bunch of girls stuff food in their face and be like, rah, 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 rah. Yeah, women take a middle school sex ed quiz. I mean, stuff like that. It's like, yeah, wow, yeah, you needed a lot of control over it. I mean, this was the standard. And she makes a video like, this is why I left BuzzFeed, guys. I'm just letting you know I'm going on to work on a lot more things because I couldn't get transparency on BuzzFeed and work and get the stuff I need to do. It's like, I don't know what to tell you. You weren't going to be a success story anyway. The rest of the video is basically just her going through the motions, the other videos. You know, I want to make films. I want to be an actor. I want to be a writer. I want to do more. I thank everyone at BuzzFeed that let me work there, blah, 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 and I'm going to move on from there. But, having said all that, it is kind of sad and disheartening to see these fellow content creators dealing with the fact of the crash that's going to come from a post-BuzzFeed career. However, it's the decisions you make in life that really define you, and I hope that on some level they realized the site they were working at was shit, and part of the reason for leaving, even though they're not stating it in these videos, is they knew what they were working on was bad. And the fact that they kept getting shit for it, they probably didn't want that to be the end, because there's a point where they'd show up and I'd be like, oh, you're a guy in BuzzFeed videos. I'm not going to hire you to do a damn thing. I mean, because BuzzFeed's reputation is just dwindling and dwindling and dwindling and dwindling, whatever reputation they had to begin with. So to try and disassociate yourself from the company is a pretty good idea. Unfortunately, they're even making their videos off that. They're like, well, this is why I left this major company that I'm trying to get clicks from. Without that company, are you going to have anything? So let's watch these three's career in the future and see maybe if I'm wrong. Maybe my guesses are wrong and they're going to grow up to be big. They're going to become big stars and we're going to see them in the next Hollywood Marvel film. But my theory is that this is using the last bit they have, using what they knew BuzzFeed gave them. Clickbait idea. Oh, why I left BuzzFeed? That's a clickbait title. The cinematography, the jokes, everything. I mean, they're still stuck in that mindset. These are basically 3 BuzzFeed videos, but made by content creators who were from BuzzFeed, telling you why they left. All 3 of them basically for the same reasons, and how they're going on to these new ventures to be creative, be it working at Pop Sugar. This guy wrote a bunch of TV and films that I think he thinks are just going to get made, I guess, all these TVs and films, because he showed us them on a board, so of course it's happening. It's ridiculous. Anyways, the patriarchy. Like, comment, and subscribe. What do you guys think about this? Until next time, go fuck yourselves. And fuck this hamster.